We are now here at the island Mirholman, but to get there we have to row across this narrow river path. So soon we're gonna hop in the boat. So we've found our first fungi for this excursion. Here we have the black tooth. It's red listed as near threatened in Sweden. I think it's called Phelodon niger, but it has recently been split into several species. So this could be its relative, Phelodon mellilotinus, I think it's called, which grows with spruce, which we have here. And if you come closer, it has a toothed hymenium. And just next to it here we have Mycena pura. I think it's called the lilac bonnet. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
And if you pick this one up and smell it, it smells like radishes or a bit earthy. Over here we have Ramaria gracilis, and this can also be recognized by its smell. This one smells like licorice. And the Swedish name for this species includes licorice or aniseed. Both of these species are not red listed, but the black tooth is red listed as near threatened. So it's a nice find for this forest. Here we have a cortesioid on a spruce log. It's called Senasmatella vaga. It can be recognized by these sulfur yellow hyphal ends or hyphal strings or whatever you call them, and a brownish hymenium which is composed of strings. It's easily recognizable. It's not red listed but very common on coniferous logs especially. So now we're in a part of the forest with a lot more deciduous wood, a lot more alnus, and here on some deciduous branches we have this red brownish one here is Stecherinum or Eteirodon fimbriatum. Can be recognized by its spiny hymenium and the threads in the edges, the hyphal threads. Here under this Lonicera bush we have a Hebeloma species. I think this is Hebeloma lateritium. It's not red listed or particularly rare or anything, I think, but it's an interesting species. Here we have another common species on rotten wood. It's called Mucronella calva. It's a tiny spiny Basidiomycete and white to yellow in color. It's not red listed, but it's pretty cool. We have a lot of deciduous logs here and a bunch of small Ascomycetes. Here we have Calycina citrina, a yellow discomycete. And here we have Lasiuspharia ovina. It's a small white pyrenomycete. We also found a small insect gall on the Pyrenomycete Hypoxylon rubiginosum.
Insect galls are distinctive plant structures formed by some herbivorous insects as their own microhabitats. They are plant tissue which is controlled by the insect and act as both the habitat and food source for the maker. This particular species belongs to the family of Cecidomiidae, the gall and forest midges, and lives on a fungus instead of a plant.
We are in a shoreline alder forest here, just next to river Dalälven. And the group has collected several interesting Basidiomycetes here. Here we have a yellow cortesioid called Mycoasia uda, which is very characteristic for this wet shoreline habitat. Here we have Mycoasia fuscoatra, a relative, which is a lot paler in color. Here we have an Helvella species, which is yet to be identified to species level. We will have to collect this one and sequence it possibly. Here we have a quite rare discomycete called Chlorincoelia fascicularis, which is kind of olive colored. Here is a bit brighter ones. Here we have a log of Alnus incana, and a nice occurrence of Foliota adiposa, which can be recognized by a very slimy cap and small tufts everywhere on the edge of the cap and also on the foot. We are now very far back since we're so slow filming, so we're trying to catch up to the group ahead. Here we have another two interesting mushrooms. This one is quite rare and is called Melanophyllum hematospermum. It's characterized by red gills, which is found in very few species. And this one is Mycena rubromarginata. It has reddish gill edges, and when you break it apart, a red liquid comes out. It kind of looks like blood. Hence the Swedish name, which is blood related. Lucas here found a really nice mushroom that I've been wanting to see for a long time. It's called Entoloma incanum. It's a green mushroom. Olle is doing some Instagram reels here on a moss species, and next to him I've placed Pluteus salicinum or salicinus. It's a blue-gray species, and the genus Pluteus can be recognized by these shield-like caps with an umbo, and it can also be recognized by this gap between the gills and the foot. This salicinus species has a characteristically gray cap. Here we have an orange fungus called Calosera viscosa. It has like horn-like fruit bodies and often grows on wood hidden in the ground. It belongs to Dacrymycetales. It's a weird clade of the Basidiomycetes with gelatinous fruit bodies and often vivid colors. Here's some kind of toadstool. I think it might be Echinoderma asperum with this kind of spiky cap and an old veil on the foot. There are some very large spruce logs here. We are soon going back with the boat, but before that I will show you two species. This white polypore is called Scetocutis nivea. It's split into several species now, but we can call it that for now. And on old fruit bodies of this Scetocutis species we have a Pyrenomycete called Protocria farinosa. You can see the difference in color here between the fruit bodies. And it almost covers the entire fruit body. We are back on land